there is more money now in the trail running world, that we cannot stick with the original values of our sport, which are related with the community, related with the nature, respect of the community, respect of the nature, respect of the people. And that's the best way to do a good business.
So there's been tremendous growth over the years, as you've talked about, and I agree that it's continuing to go up and it's not going anywhere. Along the way, Ironman became involved in 2021, if I recall. What was it about bringing them on board that continued to push UTMB and trail running in the right direction, that continued to expand and enable more people to experience UTMB races and just trail running globally? Because I think there was a little pushback and hesitation initially, and as the years have gone on, it's working, or it's sending it in the right direction. Maybe
just before to answer the question, we started to think international in 2012, 2013. It was the time where not only us, but people in Europe also were thinking to the first international circuits. And we started an initiative in 2012, in 2013, with Ultra Trail World Tour. It was the first gathering of ultra running races all around the globe, and it was an initiative from Catherine and me with other friends from France to try this. And Ultra Trail World Tour was a very nice experience, but we saw the limits of the model. It was, just to be honest, transparent, it was not sustainable. On a financial point of view, it was not sustainable. It was very nice. We had very good moment traveling the world to meet with the other race directors, but it was not sustainable. And that's why we were thinking, and we took the opportunity of the COVID year, because everything stopped in 2020. We took the opportunity to rethink our model. And that's when we imagine what is now UTMB World Series. And to come back to your question, why Ironman? Because we saw in the year before they bought UTA in Australia, Ultra Trail Australia. They bought it in 2017. The year after, they bought Tarawera in New Zealand. And we saw that they were very interested in the trail running. And we began to talk with them, and we saw that they were interested to be part of the trail running, but following the rules of the trail running, not bringing other rules, other way of organizing the sport. They were very humble to say, okay, we would like to work with you, and together with you, UTMB, we would like to grow up the sport in the way you did in the years before. And that's why we accepted, and we thought that it was a good way, because just alone to develop an international circuit, we saw with Ultra Trail World Tour that it was very difficult to do. And we thought that doing this in partnership with Ironman could be a good way to do it.
And if I can add, we began before with another partner. We never sell anything. We just open and enlarge the capital of the company. And we kept the majority for the family. It was really important and absolutely necessary for us to keep the control of the development. So we kept the majority, and we organized this possibility to develop the trail running globally on each continent. And to be clear, we adapt when we decide to have a race somewhere. It's never we decide to put a race. It's always to be connect with a local organizer or local community or a territory, and to speak together, to create a real connection of trust, and with some guidelines obviously, and to be able to create this event. But the event is always locally managed by a local, and what is the same thing on all the UTMB World Series of the sporting rules, like the rules, the penalties to be the same penalties everywhere, so the same, yes, kind of safety, or we are looking to be the same thing about that, the sport rules, and about the kind of the organization and the ambience. It's important for us that it is a local thing, and to respect the culture, and to offer to the runner to discover many other culture. It's because of that I say in the beginning, our job is to connect the people with the people and the people with the nature. But and to find in a world who actually is really in a bad health, something where the person discover that they can be happy.
I love that.
And just to be clear, we should avoid saying Ironman. Technically, it's Ironman company.
Sure.
But the reality is that just the UTMB team divided in people working for UTMB group, people working for Ironman group, but
the same team.
But it's the same UTMB team working to develop the sport and to be part of a, I think we are part of a community, and the people at Ironman perfectly understand that they are part of the trail running community when they are wearing a UTMB shirt.
Sure. So to continue to speak to the growth of the sport, why do you think they wanted to be involved with UTMB and the UTMB group?
At the beginning, they proposed to buy UTMB Mont Blanc, and because we were organizing something with a family and our children, because now we are not so young, and we have our daughter and our son who are involved in the company. So we said no.
What power in doing that? That must have been a really hard decision.
No?
No? Very easy?
No, it's easy. We have another topic, another goal, and they propose to sell. Say no, and we don't sell.
And very easy also, because we reach to an agreement where they say, okay, we understand your point of view, and we would like just to come back to your question. It's a sport who is growing up, so there are some business opportunities, and I think it's not a bad word to say that we can be part of a community and to do good business as well.
Sure, yeah.
And they said, okay, we would like to
be part of a business,
to be part of a business with you, and that's all.
And by the way, business is absolutely not a bad word.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if we can look from the beginning of the UTMB, we saw many different markets who were born. In the beginning, we had not special jackets to go in the mountain in the summer collection. We had not the GPS, the watch connected. We had not the
headphones
or something like that. Not so much app on your phone, not so much photographer, not so much podologist and everything like that. So there is a lot of new jobs, of new products who were created around the trail running. And we are happy with that.
Yeah, totally.
And we are happy with that. And we are happy also with the diversity. We know that there are many circuits now. Why not? I think the runners, they have the choice, and we develop the races in the circuit. Now with a new goal, it's when we have a community of runners, if we provide them, if we offer them to have a UTMB experience near where they live,
Sure.
they travel
Better for
a little
everyone.
bit less.
Yeah.
It's easy, and it's opening to a largest community, and that's a good thing.
I agree. I want to ask a follow-up question on the business side of it. So a lot of the conversations that we've had so far at TrailCon and during here at Western States Week is talking about the outside capital that's coming into running, because people at large Fortune 100 brands are realizing that, hey, runners are similar to people who are watching golf and tennis and those types of sports, and they're spending money. They're on average a little bit more affluent. And so brands are noticing, and they want to sell their cars and things like that, expensive watches, to those types of people too. So we're seeing races here in the US that have initially worked with small brands now being outbid by larger brands. So these challenger brands are having a hard time due to all the outside money coming in. So you two are the perfect people to ask, because you've done it essentially. How do we grow the sport by bringing money in while maintaining the integrity of community, right? This is what you've done. You've been doing it for the last 20 years. How do we keep doing that while also bringing out more money in? Because that's how the prize purses grow. That's how professionals can make a living. So it's not to say money is bad.
No.
The wrong money might be bad, but how do we do that?
But the problem with the money is not the money itself. It's what you do with the money. And if you act with your heart, with what you feel deeply, I think it's okay. The problem all the time, we have these values. They didn't change. We are absolutely sure that it's necessary. Of course, there are some persons who don't agree with us, because when you have values and when you develop a business, you are obliged to make a choice, many choices. And if you make a choice,
some will like it, some won't like it.
There is some person who don't agree with the choice and they do something else. It's because of that we are really, we accept and we like the diversity. And after the runners, they go where they want. But UTMB World Series have some rules, some way to progress. It's not the same than Golden Trail Series, for example. And I don't say that Golden Trail Series are bad and we are good. I say, I think we are good and they are who they are. And it's different, and we accept the difference.
But to come back to your question, I think we can take the example of Patagonia. Patagonia is the perfect brand. I don't say that the other brands are not doing good things,
sure.
But Patagonia is just a very, very good example of a brand where the founder really had a vision of what he wanted to do for the good of the planet and for the good of the people. And to stick with these values is the best way to do a good business. And so, to answer your question, it's not because there is more money now in the trail running world that we cannot stick with the original values of our sport, which are related with the community, related with the nature, respect of the community, respect of the nature, respect of the people. And that's the best way to do a good business. And if this brings more money in the sport, this will give more opportunities for people to make their living in the trail running, not only organizer, but for sure, first the runners, the elite runners, as well as the brands. And as Catherine was saying, there are many small brands that has initiated their job. And we can also expect that it will be a way to influence people outside of the sport with our values, which are to respect the nature, to respect the people. And I would say, as a French, that I think this is really important right now in the US, in the current situation you have right now in the US.
I think it's a good way to let people feel connected to something. And particularly in this country, people are craving the desire to feel connected to something and a bit adrift when they don't have that connection.